We're bringing it to you live. Let's go.
Live. Oh. You told me you would have something for me last Friday.
I'm working on it. I had a bad week. It's all good.
I'm calling him Captain Procrastinator.
That's all I do. That's my secret weapon.
Your secret weapon.
That's my superpower and my toxic trait. At the same time.
I mean, when we do get product, it's going to be magnificent, though. I do believe that.
Yeah. You're just going to have to be patient, and all of a sudden one day it's going to be like, there.
Well, we have to relaunch this with the new brand, so eventually I'm going to have to just go with something.
Yeah.
Something like, hey, welcome to the show, the Sports Fiend Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me tonight is Mr. Michael Wharton. We are coming to you live from So High Studios in Denver, Colorado, and we are being brought to you by IMV Vision. IMV Vision is devoted to offering affordable and fashionable eyewear. IMV Vision is your eye care advocates. Their goal is to provide all with the education and awareness needed to make an informed decision about your vision and health. They are located off of Alameda and Buckley in Aurora, Colorado, but you can call and book today, 720-762-4290, or book online at imvvision.com. They take most medical insurance and Medicaid, but check this out. For a limited time, if you don't have insurance, you can get the out-of-pocket special. This includes frame and lenses, both starting at $79 for kids and as low as $99 for adults. That's $79 for kids or $99 for adults. So call or book today, 720-762-4290 or imvvision.com. That's 720-762-4290 or imvvision.com. IMV Vision, we see you.
Oh, I know all about that.
And don't forget to tell them that you saw that here on the Sports Fiend Show. Tell Bryson that, we sent you. He'll show you some love, man. I promise. They do you right over there.
Go check them out.
I'm wearing some shades from there right now. Nothing but fashionable eyewear at IMV Vision. We got a lot to talk about, man. The Knicks won. The Denver Nuggets are looking to make some roster moves, possibly, or there's rumors floating around. The Bo Nix is back in camp. Man, let's just jump right into it. But first, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench because we're gonna talk some Nuggets. We didn't have this on the rundown today, but after I had sent the rundown and everything, I had noticed that there was a lot of buzz about a couple of different things happening in the Nuggets sphere or Nuggets Nation here. The one I want to pinpoint first, Mike, is I want to talk about the possibility, if I can.
Possibility.
I want to talk about the possibilities of Bogdanović coming to the Denver Nuggets and playing with his best friend in Nikola Jokic. We were discussing this right before we hit, the airwaves about, who's the possible trade bait. Mike was saying, possibly Christian Brown.
No. I was saying Christian Brown to move up in the first round. But
my apologies. My apologies.
There.
I'm mixing up stuff.
No, you're
mixing up stuff. So, anyways, okay. So let's talk about the first thing. We'll talk about the moving up in the draft. Let's talk Bogdan. First of all, how do you feel about that? I mean, he's a 33-year-old guard, right? He does give you a little more size, I believe, because he is, 6'5", so not much more size in the guard position. I think Jamal Murray is only 6'4" or 6'4", so it's not. He doesn't give you much. He is a little bit better on defense than most of the guards that the Denver Nuggets have, right?
Yeah.
But he's up there in age. He's 33. He'll be 34. He's been 8 years pro here, but he's been a pro like. A lot longer than that, kind of like similar to most European players.
Yeah.
But how would you feel about the Denver Nuggets going after Bogdan?
Well, I like it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, 33, that's steepish, but he doesn't play 33. You know what I mean? He's still hitting out there.
He's playing really well.
And he played so well with Jokic in the Olympics.
That two-man game is killer.
Yeah, So they're kind of on the same page, I think, the same wavelength, and they got that, the cultural and similarities. You know, they come from the same place, same mind frame, same, you know, attitude.
Tenacity, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I know exactly what you mean because I feel the same way. I've been wanting Bogdan for like 2 years.
There's just a chemistry there, you know, that was clear.
That is
Very
not
clear.
That is not necessarily there with a lot of the other guys. Oh, he got here early. I thought, dang, I postponed Knicks talk just to.
I thought we were done with them by now.
I know. That's why I postponed it. We're talking Nuggets real quick.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Yes.
Thanks for
Ryan's
having me.
back
Good to
from
see
the
you.
road.
Quick assignment, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So just to fill you in, I don't know if you were listening in as you were driving in, but
I was doing a costume change, sorry.
we're talking the buzz around town are two different things. So the Denver Nuggets possibly getting Bogdanovich,
Which
or or possibly moving up in the draft to get a top prospect
Okay.
at the guard position, I'm guessing, or maybe even the forward position. Center?
Center position,
I mean,
maybe.
that's every
Yeah.
position, but I'm just saying, like, we really don't know. There's holes.
If they move up, it'll either be for a guard, forward, or center for sure, you know?
One of those.
I mean, it didn't pop into my head until after I said it chronologically. Like, yeah, that's every position, sir.
Yeah, I did hear the rumors, though, that they're thinking about moving up in the first round. But at this point, I think they're more like whispers, whereas the Bogdan talk is getting loud.
Is loud.
Yeah.
Getting real loud.
National, like that's picking up national traction.
Interesting.
I saw it in 3 or 4 separate national news. That means, you know, it's not. Maybe it's just a rumor, but it's
It's got some
got
speed
some
under
yeah.
it.
It's
some
got
legs.
some teeth. It's got some teeth to say the least.
Got some
Right.
steam.
And I
Right.
think this
Some
is the reason
claws.
why. This is the reason why. I told this to Mike right before we hit air, but I think this is the reason why. So the Clippers have a club option on Bogdan.
Bagdon.
Getting bagged on.
Bojan.
So they have a club option for this season for $16 million. Okay. They have not exercised that yet, as opposed to a lot of other players that have team options. Most teams, even including the Denver Nuggets, have exercised Strother's team option this year. They've already done that. And they had until the 26th, I believe, this year as well. And they already exercised that. The Clippers have until the 26th of June to exercise that, or he will be an unrestricted free agent, or possibly a restricted free agent because they had that club option. But I don't see that on here. At least this is according to Sports Spot Track or Spo Track. What is that? Spo Track?
I mean, that's
Spotrick.
an important
Spotrick.
distinction, right? Because
Yeah.
if he's a restricted free agent, doesn't that mean that if you sign him, you also inherit Steve Ballmer's like $50 million under the table deal that he's got with him as well? Or
I mean, it might. It might. But here's the thing.
Got to get into cahoots with what are they called? Aspiration.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The Nuggets are short of guards. As I went through looking at different contracts and whatnot. The only one that is still like truly, or two that I should say are truly under contract coming off the bench, is Strother and Pickett. Those are the only two. KJ Simpson is a restricted free agent.
wasn't getting minutes anyway.
No. Who else? Tim Hardaway Jr. is an unrestricted free agent. Christian Brown's his extension just kicked in, but we'll get into that here. Tyus Jones was signed just to have an extra body on the bench.
Is P. Watt technically still under contract? I know they want to extend him anyway, but
He is. Oh, you know what? That's a good
No.
question. Let me double check because I think he's a restricted free agent.
he's a restricted.
think
Okay.
I think so.
Danger.
Yeah. Well, and you know, if that's the case, obviously he's gonna get some competing offers to say the least.
Yeah, that's kind of been the talk is that they got to secure a couple moves here to try to keep P. Watt on the docket. You know what I mean?
The right, isn't the speculation either Cam Johnson or Christian Brown are most likely to move to keep P. Watt, or
I mean,
did I hear that right?
yeah, but it's to Arthur's point we were talking earlier. It might be a little tough to move to move Christian Brown right now, just because he's a bit expensive and had an off year.
Yeah.
But I feel that he earned that contract because of how well he played the previous season.
It will take a team that loves him.
It was injury, and he was trying to play through injuries and maybe come back a little too soon more than once throughout the season in the playoffs, and it kind of is a bad look.
If there was a Michael Malone led team in the NBA, he probably would be tradable to that team.
Well, maybe the Tar Heels will sign him, right? No, I mean,
that's kind of my point.
I definitely don't want to, sell low on anybody. But to your point, Mike, I think when they initially did that extension with him, I don't remember anyone shouting from the rooftops, going, "What are they doing? That's crazy."
It was fitting.
I think it was
very fitting.
Right.
It's still fair.
Given where he was at that 2 seasons ago,
Right.
it was very appropriate.
Even from last season, it's still appropriate. But
we were just excited he had taken that step forward at that point.
My point was to that contract is he's valued here. What team out there is going to value him in that same pocket?
What is it? 30 teams? There's got to be at least 1 or 2. There's, you know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. There might be.
Everybody is on the table right now.
The Clippers might be that team.
Jokic. Yeah.
But to answer your question, Peyton Watson is under restricted free agency this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he is going to get some offers. It's going
to be a bidding war. If they want to keep him.
But the Nuggets also have bird rights to him as well. So, yes, they will have to try to match the offer, but there's going to be the NBA is so weird when it comes to stuff like that. Like, he was drafted here. So they have the bird rights. They have all kinds of stuff that they can utilize to keep it without them having to overpay for him like another team. They just weren't willing to do it for Bruce Brown a few years back. But for Peyton Watson, they may be able to do that.
Well, and obviously with Bruce Brown, you saw the stock was too high at that point, and then when the stock came back down a little bit, they were able to pull him back in, and that's what it's kind of tough about the Peyton Watson situation, because in theory, if you wanted to shuffle this roster around and try some kind of different fit, maybe you give it till the trade deadline, let Christian Brown have a healthy few months to increase his value again a little bit before you move off him. But the problem is if you don't bring P. Watt back in the first place, it doesn't do you very much good at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for bringing back Peyton Watson. I don't want to see him in another uniform because I feel like his stock is rising. He's definitely not going,
Oh, he just had the best season of his career, shortened or otherwise, by far.
Yeah, for real.
But like you were saying, like another maybe tradable, maybe a more tradable piece than Christian Brown might be Cam.
I was
Johnson,
I was just looking at that, and here's the reason why his price tag is different than Brown's. Like, his price tag is $23 million. But he's going to be anybody that trades for him. It's going to be a rental for this season.
Yep.
Because he will be an unrestricted free agent next season. So it's a $23 million price tag, but he's already a proven commodity.
Once he got his footing last season, he was great, and then especially in the playoffs, he was fantastic.
He's a great player. He's put up great numbers. He's. I'm trying to find his numbers right now, but he basically would be the most tradable player that they have
outside of Jamal. But here's a trade perspective, because I think it was Mike and I think you were playing softball the evening that we talked about it, like Kawhi and LeBron possibly coming here. All right, so bear with me. I got my tinfoil hat on real quick. Okay, let's hear it.
So Bogdan is a trade option, right? Or an option that the Denver Nuggets are pursuing, right?
Yeah. Well, what's a comp for that, though? Because, I mean, was he like 17 a year right now?
I think he was 16 is
16 is the team option, but it was a 4-year, $68 million. So
yeah, but it's only the 1 year. They don't have to pay. Like, it's only this year that they would have to pay, which is $16 million.
So who's what chips are we throwing in on that one?
Well, that was going to be my question to y'all, but so Bogdanovich is obviously in the ballpark, right? So there's also We said there's glaring holes at center. There's not at center, at backup center.
At backup center, sure.
Let me make sure I make that very clear.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, well, you would hope, but you never know with people. There's also a couple of other guards that are younger on the Clippers that could be thrown in there that have, that could match that 23. Because you're missing about a good $7 million in that trade if you're just getting Bogdanovich and trading straight across for Cam Johnson. There's still $7 million.
Yeah, they'd have to pass us a little bit extra.
And they've got to do that. I do not want like a Nicholas Batum. That dude's almost 40. But like a John Collins. Actually, I was looking this up. John Collins is actually an unrestricted free agent. 6'9", 226 pounds. He's 28 years old, but he's 8 years pro. I think he would kind of be a good fit here, but he can't fit in a trade because he's not under contract.
And he's gonna demand what, 20+ mil himself, right?
He might. So, but that might be a backup plan. But there's Cam Christie, Netterheiser, I think is how you pronounce that guy's name. I probably massacred that.
Is there a particular reason you're going down like the Clippers roster? Is it just because they're most likely to flip people? Or?
No, yes.
Okay.
And because of Bogdanovich.
I'm actually surprised that you're as interested in Bogdan there. I mean, 33 is a little old for your typical taste, huh?
I agree. He's an older.
Which is crazy because he's the youngest Bogdanovich, right?
He is, but he's also playing at a level like I know y'all remember watching him and Jokic play in the Olympics.
I was gonna ask if he was also Serbian. Yeah.
And they had a pretty wicked two-way going in the Olympics together. So
he's
they got that chemistry and
point guard, and I think you can like him
like
and
besties.
Him and Murray. You can like interchange on the 1 and 2. You have literally a backcourt that you can interchange now. You still get a little weaker on defense.
I was just going to say, so what would Jaden McDaniels' thoughts on this one be?
Well, Bogdanovich, I've seen cook McDaniels a couple of times.
With the ball in his hands, but I'm saying defensively. Because the team has plenty of firepower offensively if they can, not be ice cold for the duration of a playoff series and not get a horrible matchup from that standpoint. Like the issue that I would want to plug with any moves they make is how do we get, because if you have even a slightly above average defense on this team, I mean, Jokic is going to win you a lot of games all by himself, Of
course. But my point, the reason why I'm looking at the Clippers is because they have, the Nuggets have a lot of glaring holes, right? Mm-hmm. But their biggest hole is in the guard position, especially at the point guard position. Backup, right? No, I want to be very clear in what I'm saying here because I don't want anybody, trying to misconstrue my words or manipulate my words into what I'm not saying. Mm-hmm. There's a cache of guards in LA. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at their roster here right now. Now, most of them are rookies, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking for a guy that's young and that they can utilized a trade to get Bogdanovich. I'm not going to go out on a limb with Kawhi Leonard. I think he's getting $30 million this year or something. That changes the dynamic in the
more than that. I think 50, right?
It's something. Yeah. I looked at it. It was.
We're talking just the legal money, right? But still, I think it's like 50. But
let me double check it.
So here's my question for you though. Like with all the injury issues that this team had last year, do you really want to get older with the moves that you make this offseason,
Well, see, that was also the hindrance on. There's always going to be a downside to everything you do. Mm-hmm. I just think the upside with the way he plays with Jokic, and the way he actually plays, I like his style of play, period. Mm-hmm. Like I like Serbian style basketball. Let me just throw that out there. Like when I watched the Olympics, that was like my second team. Obviously, I'm rooting for the USA, but that was like my team.
I thought you couldn't have second teams. Didn't we establish
that? No, in the NBA.
Oh, okay.
In the NBA and the NFL. In the Olympics, it's different. It's different.
Okay. Making the rules up as we go.
Yeah, I move the goalposts all the time. What are you talking about?
What is it specifically about the Serbian style basketball that you like?
It's hard-nosed. It's team-oriented. It's not. It's the type of basketball that I grew up learning. Like everybody
a lot of
on
passing, a lot of physicality.
Everybody on the court touches the ball at least once before a shot is taken.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get the best quality shot before a shot is taken. Like it's the most highest percent, and I guarantee you it's the highest percentage shot that's going to be taken. Period. And it's just it's a hard-nosed, tough style of basketball. It's physical, but not physical in the sense of I don't want to say cheating, but just like, you know what I mean? Like you get those teams like Minnesota or OKC, those type of teams where they're doing dirty stuff, but they're doing it within the parameters of the rules because they know where the refs are looking, can't see.
Sure.
And it's considered physical. And to me, it's not really physical play. They're just doing stuff that is not right and getting away with it.
Sure.
But the Serbian style of basketball is they actually do play hard-nosed physical basketball, and I like it. Me personally. So I'm all for getting him on the team.
They got like fireworks at their games.
I was just gonna say, so all that, not the flares going off in the stands there.
The fire cannons and fireworks. And
I'm not worried about their flare.
We were right there on that one, Mike. I was waiting for that to come up.
But there are a plethora of guards in LA. I mean, they have older guards, they have younger guards. I just think they're probably the best trade, and that's if the Clippers don't. I don't think the Clippers are going to pick up his team option because of that very reason.
Yeah, they need to go into rebuild.
They need to get younger. Period.
Yeah.
Like they do need to get younger.
I'm not sure if he missed some time, but he did have like a lackluster year last year, which might also encourage them to not exercise that and then maybe lower his price.
I'm assuming that he got.
That's a fair point. What was his stat lines from last year though, and what was his no that's I'm trying to get his what am I trying to think of his minutes per game.
That's
because with that many guards, I guarantee you he had a limited amount of minutes.
Well, then I was going to say, once they got eliminated from playoff contention, I'm imagining they wanted the rotation to be more focused on the young guys as well.
Correct.
He played 23 games last year, just under 20 minutes a game,
which is a career low, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's he's never been a 38 minutes a game kind of guy, but he's normally in like the 25, to 30 range.
I will not argue the point or argue against the point that this man is older. I'm not even sure you want him to come here and be a starter.
No.
I don't. Off the bench, definitely off the bench. But here's a hindrance in my plan here is the Nuggets did just pick up. I mentioned this earlier. The Nuggets did just pick up Strother's year, like their option.
Yeah.
So they're obviously all in with Strother, but who's going to be that other? Is it Pickett? Who's going to be that other guy?
We could pick up Landry Shamet probably on a vet minimum.
I wouldn't mind that.
No, he's going to get more than the vet minimum after that playoff run, don't you think?
He's not going to get a vet minimum.
So he's coming off of a 1 year non-guaranteed vet minimum. But the price probably will go up.
He's coming off one of his best years though too.
I think the first 3 finals games he didn't miss a 3 until game 4, right? He was insane.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of changed my outlook on him, because up until the playoffs, all I had ever really known about him was that he got absolutely demolished by Aaron Gordon on Christmas.
But he's also a hard-nosed defender, man. Like he actually can play D, at least for the 2-3.
Sorry. I just wanted to correct myself. He didn't have as good of a finals as I thought, but he only missed 1 3 in the entire Eastern Conference Finals. He made 11 of them.
Dude, that's hot. He got hot.
That's wild.
He wasn't. Here's the thing about the Knicks, and I'm glad we're segueing right into that. Here's the crazy thing about the Knicks is most of their bench players, they're going to, in order to avoid the second apron, they're going to have to let go of a lot of guys that helped them win this year.
Yeah.
They're let's just hang out in the second apron for 1 season.
No, you can't do it for just 1 season when all of it's weird. Look up the rules.
Yeah.
There's a reason why teams are really trying to avoid that second
It's
apron.
very punitive. Yeah, and James Dolan already came out, and he was like, I love this team. I'll write any check I have to, except the second apron. I'm not doing it.
Because once you're in that second apron, bro, you're locked into a lot of separate, different contracts.
Yeah.
You can't do trades. If you get into an injury situation, you get into any kind of hamstring situation with roster, you are going to be screwed. There's you don't want to be in the second apron. I'm pretty sure that's why the NBA created that.
Yeah. It's just like so many years that your first round picks get like untradeable, and the Knicks don't have any first round picks till like 2040 anyway. But still, like they can't use like mid level exceptions. They lose all these different like roster flexibility things.
Yep.
And their whole starting lineup is still signed through next year anyway. So it's like, you know, I get where he's coming from to some extent, especially if he was, you know, looking at Boston with their $500 million, you know, post finals payroll like a couple years ago, and seeing how that, you know, honestly set the team back a couple of years in the rebuilds, you know. I know obviously you can't plan for Tatum's Achilles and stuff, but I'm sure that teams are looking at that. I mean, so the teams that have gone over the second apron in recent years have been the Celtics, the Timberwolves, and one other one. Was it like the Clippers or something like that?
I think so.
It was all, every team on that list did not like win a title or come close in doing it. So, you know, the advantages of doing it are.
So here's the hamstrings that the NBA puts on you if you get into the second apron. So the second apron is set at a specific salary cap threshold above the luxury tax line. Teams exceeding the second apron face stricter roster and financial restrictions. They cannot use the taxpayer mid-level exception. I think you said that already for player signings. Here's the ones that are really, really like hindering. Trades involving players with salaries above a certain threshold are limited. Teams cannot acquire players via sign and trade deals, and they are restricted in the number of players they can sign to a two-way contract.
It's a dynasty killer.
It's a dynasty killer, bro. Like, you do not want to be in the second apron.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't. You have no maneuverability. You can't do anything with your roster. Your roster is basically set in stone until you can get out of the second apron. And for some teams, like let's say OKC next year, they're going to have to deal with this. They're going to have to deal with this because a lot of their players on their bench are going to put them in that second apron, and they could ride that. But man, what if you get a few injuries or whatever? You can't make any trades. You can't do any sign and trades. You can't do anything, right? So it hinders you. But what the Knicks did do is, even with their, now they probably won the last of that era, as you know, the pre-second apron. I know it's been around for a few years now, but they're probably the last. And they didn't even really do it like OKC or Denver or any of the other teams. They really did put all of their chips in the middle and traded to get every single player they have, especially their starting lineup. But they have to deal with that apron as well. They're going to have their starting five, but who's going to be coming off the bench? They might have complete scrubs coming off the bench.
And honestly, the only reason that they even, you know, were able to put this much talent on the roster was because Jalen Brunson's the only superstar in the NBA that's willing to take a $100 million pay cut. You know?
Right,
That's insane. I can't believe, dude, $100 million.
And then he's in the interviews afterwards going, it was worth it. Oh, my gosh.
Bruh, it's completely worth it.
Yeah.
He's going to get that 100 now. He's going to get that plus. He's an MVP, finals MVP, right?
Well deserved.
Yeah, he'll make it up in all the endorsements and all that.
Like, he's going to make that money and then some.
Right.
So he made the wise decision. Because he could make that $100 million, never get a chip, and then you got $100 million.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know that's nothing to sneeze at. I won't even make $100 million in my lifetime.
You don't? What?
But in the sense of the people that could make that, like, that might as well be at like $1,000 to me, or $500 to somebody else, or it's not a lot of money to these guys. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's hard to put yourself in those shoes though. Like especially depending on what their background is before their NBA career.
Facts.
But yes, it certainly feels on the outside looking in like you're not.
And he also comes from money, right? His dad played in the NBA, right?
That's
he comes from money,
right?
Money wasn't like a thing to him.
That's different. Yeah.
But here's the thing that is monetary. That is a thing. That means a lot. The Knicks and Spurs Game 5, highest rated watched game since 1998.
That's crazy.
Since 1998. And then the next day, Fanatics said that they set a merchandise record for any championship team ever across all sports, not just NBA. I'm talking football.
What were the viewership
everything.
stats?
What's that?
The viewership stats.
I could bring up the.
It was like 38 million or something for Game 5, wasn't it?
It was like 38 million, and there was like 15 billion or something like that in streaming.
Worldwide.
Yeah, it was insane.
15 billion. So every person in the world was watching two TVs at once.
Hell yeah.
Million with an M. Excuse me.
I think that was a hyperbole.
15 million with an M. Excuse me. I did say billion.
It's really crazy to think that, like, I think the Super Bowl last year was like 125 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's wild.
4-1, right? But yeah, I mean,
But everything combined, but the TV ratings themselves was the best since.
I mean, the Fanatics thing makes sense, though, right? Like, you're talking 9 million people in the greater New York City area. I mean,
They all needed a hat.
and what? LA is even less than half of that. And LA is the second biggest city in the country, right? So, and LA hasn't waited 50 years to have their last championship. So,
Bro, and I've never seen so much Knicks crap around Denver in like ever.
Everybody's a Knicks fan.
Everybody's
now.
a Knicks fan now.
it's been hiding in the orange and blue the whole time. They just ripped the Broncos
Swift
labels
even.
off.
I know, like where's
I was gonna
Taylor
say.
Swift from? I was wondering that when I was watching the game.
She's
Not to go on a
from
tangent.
she's from whoever's in the finals this year. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, no, I'm saying like where is she actually from?
Oh, okay.
Does anybody know?
No.
That's-
Okay. I mean, I
I'll
don't care
find out
either.
real
but-
quick. Real quick.
Okay, because I'm just wondering where this woman. She's like all over the map with her teams. So I'm just like, are you really a Knicks fan, or were you just like wanting to be a part of history?
Right?
Because it seems like
it
to
didn't
me,
seem like you seemed like you were really a Cavs fan for a second there.
Bruh,
and then,
I can tell you from personal experience.
She's from Pennsylvania.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's about halfway between Cleveland
I'm
and
gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that
close.
go. I'm gonna let that go. But I
Halfway
can tell
between
you
Cleveland
this.
and New York.
I can tell you this. I have been to Madison Square Garden. I watched the Nuggets play in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. I saw Ben Stiller there. I saw all of those superstars from New York
How the hell do you milk
at
a cat,
the game,
Greg?
but I never saw Taylor Swift there at all. Like at all. There was
Wow.
a bunch of stars at this finals. It just cracks me up that they were like, "Oh, I'm lifelong Knicks fan." Like, dude, I didn't see you at the game because they showed them all. Like when I was at the game, they showed them on the look who's here, And there was most of these people. The chick from SVU, she was there.
yeah.
Sudeikis, not what is his name?
Larry David,
No,
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee. Well, yes, Spike Lee as well was there, but I'm thinking of the guy that played the soccer coach in the show on Apple.
Oh,
Jason Sudeikis.
Sudeikis.
you said that, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I said his name right
Yeah.
because I thought I said his
Sudeikis.
name wrong.
Sudeikis.
Sudakise.
But he was there at the game that I went to, right? So all of these Ben Stiller, like I said, all of these stars were there on the game that I went to, and then they were showing all of these stars at the end of the game the other day, and I was like, this I'm sitting here cussing at the TV. This MF wasn't at the game, like it wasn't no lifelong.
Yeah, they were tapping into some different demographics, but wasn't it like ridiculous to sit in the front row at MSG for the finals
It's
price
hard-
wise? Like,
It's hard to say because I heard like someone, we're going for like 6 figures, but
Right.
But I also heard that some people were getting free tickets.
Well, yeah, no. So
some celebrities.
So Spike Lee said somebody offered him like $55,000 for his ticket, and he just laughed at him.
Right.
But then Ben Stiller said that they just get tickets given to him for free.
He got tickets given to him.
Yeah, because Charles Barkley asked him, how long have you had season tickets? And he's like, I never
I don't
had
have season tickets.
He's like, I can't afford these tickets. They give them to us.
yeah, tickets were listed between 40K and 115K, and then with resale, some were fetching up to 139.9. Must be nice.
It's like
Dude,
5 years of my salary, dog.
New York is a whole nother universe,
One
man.
game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine you paid all that just to go to Game 3 and watch them lose.
I'd have been pissed.
Just to wait in
Got the
line for 2
wrong
hours
ticket.
to go through Secret Service checks and all that.
Yeah, that would have been the
yeah.
worst part about it. Is like, that would have been worse. That'd have been
Traffic
worse.
there is already bad enough.
Right. Right.
It really is. That's why most people there don't really own cars. They use a lot of public transportation.
That didn't look like the most fun place to be anyway. They had the streets packed with people. They had projectors on the side of skyscrapers.
Bro, they had
that's what
watch
the party
parties
was.
in
Yeah.
every borough. It was
Right.
crazy how many boroughs they were just like, here's one in this park, here's one in this park.
Yeah.
Like, where are they putting these screens up at?
People climbing on the traffic lights and on the catwalks for construction and all the rest of it. Man, that's what it's all about.
I can't even front. Everybody's talking smack about New York, but I remember the Denver Broncos when we won our first Super Bowl as fans. We showed our entire ass.
Yeah, as you should. That's what you got the right to do that after that, you know?
Our entire ass.
From the footage I saw of their parade, it looked rather mild.
It was pretty tame.
Yeah.
They're all hungover,
Like,
maybe.
I don't know, but I remember the Nuggets parade, and Mike Malone was wilding in the streets.
Yeah.
He was big time. He was wilding on his speech.
He might have been the drunkest human being I've ever seen in my life.
Dropping
man.
F-bombs like, we gonna win it again, motherfucker.
No, all of a sudden he's got like a thick accent.
Brucey's coming back. F that. F that.
He's just got like this thick hood accent,
Well, like the Brooklyn came out of him.
Sounded like Paul Wall or something.
Yeah, well, the Brooklyn came out of him all quick, F that, bro. Like, we're going to win it all over again.
It's funny.
But, I mean, that's, it is what it is. He was faded, though. He was real faded.
I guess
Very
there's
faded.
probably just less, the streets aren't as wide in New York, so you probably have less space to just pack people that they can
Nah,
actually
they're
see
used
the
to doing
parade.
parades, bro.
New York?
That's like
yes.
that's like where there? No, there's a lot of parades there.
The Macy's parade,
Oh,
it's
well,
built for
sure, but it's not
parades.
like a championship parade, the Macy's parade.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
but
but I'm
it's-
saying they're used to doing
Different
huge
kinds of parades. Okay, sure,
and
yeah.
shutting down streets.
Nah,
Sure.
man. Didn't New York fans after I think Game 4 maybe or Game 3 they destroyed a Jimmy John's and beat up the manager because he said he was a Spurs fan.
Oh, my
Something.
gosh, dude.
I mean, there's stupid fans in every fandom. I would say.
But I figured that would be conducive to an insane parade. But it
Yeah.
was pretty mild, man.
It was
How
pretty
many, how
mild.
many people threw eggs at the parade? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, right.
I don't think they needed a reason to throw eggs. But the thing is I'm not even going to front because I enjoyed that series. My question is the NBA onto something with this apron, with the changing of the guard every year, giving opportunities to teams that have never had it or haven't had it in forever.
Well, they
Actually have an option to win or a chance to win.
They were so heavy-handed to effectively create this parity in the league and prevent dynasties and kind of keep the ring rotating, but they can't fix flopping.
Right.
I think after this
And
year, I think they're going to fix flopping.
they can't fix taking a dive, sandbagging it.
Yeah,
I can-
I'm sure
I
they
can
heard the
li-
noise, though.
I'm sure they did
have
too.
to. They got to do something about both those things, and
Right.
they did a good job, I guess. If the way the league is now set up, it's a different champion every year. If that was their goal, and they did it so well,
I have a crazy idea.
apply those to the other problems in the league right now.
Not like any of my ideas are ever
I
sane.
was just
but
going to
I
say,
have a
opposed to
I
your
didn't need you to
regular
say it.
ideas,
I didn't
yeah,
need you to say
yeah,
it.
beat me to that
I'll
one.
self-deprecate.
I was
got
trying
it.
to
I
be
got
nice
it.
and let Mike finish, and you took away my opportunity. It's okay.
I
Go
know
ahead.
your opportunity to get a dig in there.
Right, exactly.
I made mention to this to Mark the other day. We were playing Frisbee golf, and I was like, here's what I feel the NBA needs to do if you want to get something done about flopping. Number one, and this I don't even think this is I actually think I got this from Nick Wrong. There should be penalties and fines post-game. Yes, the refs didn't call it. You got away with it in the game, but you should be fined.
Yeah.
And after a certain amount of fines, you should be suspended. That's one. That's one part. The second part is the NBA needs new blood in their referee ranks. There's
As long as they keep Bill Kennedy, come on, man.
There's too many of these referees that are tenured for too long. And they're still reffing the game as if it's like the early 2000s, maybe even mid 2000s, and it's just not. It's not that game. And they need and they're allowing their own biases and hate. Jokic doesn't get half the calls that SGA gets, but he's as big of a star.
It's like they're going into games with a game plan. You know what I mean?
It really is. It seems like there is a game plan.
Your idea is very similar to Scott Hastings was saying that they should have a flop czar. that
Okay.
just like monitors the game and it starts assessing fines. As, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much
After the game, even if it's post game, but eventually it's going to hinder your team because you're going to get suspended for 1 game, then 3 games, then 5 games, etc. So
yeah, they got to figure out how to do that stuff in real time too, because again, we talk about the fines don't mean anything to guys. Otherwise, they wouldn't sit up there on the mic and go, "Yeah, fine me." Like that was horrible refereeing, whatever. I think on the referee side, you got to incentivize the right behavior because they definitely have times where they're told to put emphasis on different types of calls going into games, even if they're
That's
not
fair.
doing the full whatever that dude's name was from around 2000 that was actually gambling on it.
Well,
Even
there's
if they're-
definitely some crookedness, man.
Even if they're not quite that crooked, they're still getting told going in like, oh, we got to call more of this or less of that, So if you're incentivizing it better, that's one thing. But honestly, it was so refreshing. I don't know if you guys watched the first U.S. World Cup game against Paraguay there, where there was a play. The guy, the striker for Paraguay is making a run into the box, and the U.S. defender goes for a slide tackle. The guy, completely, dramatic fall, like all this stuff. They give the yellow card to the U.S. defender, and then they go to the monitor and they look at it, right? And they actually see on the monitor, okay, he doesn't ever touch him. He's just like a step later, he sees that the guy slid, and so then he goes down, and so they rescind the yellow card from the U.S. defender. Then they actually gave a yellow card to the Paraguay striker, right?
See, I'd be all for that, except for in soccer, they add that time, right? The time that they have to go over and look at the monitor and stuff, they add that to the game, right? That would slow basketball
So that
down.
that was going to be my point, though, right? Like, because
Right.
I obviously understand you can't stop the game every 2 seconds to look at every single call that way. NFL, they're starting to try to find these, they have New York looking at it in real time, and they'll put the call down if it's like an obvious miss and try to correct it. You got to have, to your point about the czar, right? You got to have somebody behind the scenes watching all these, the same way that teams already have a guy on their bench watching all these in real time, right? That can buzz down to the referee and go, hey, wait, stop, that one needs to be changed, right? If it, I'm not saying every little ticky-tack thing needs to be stopped, but some of these calls are crazy that they're missing them, right? And you can see it very quickly, I
was going to pull some clips because Jalen Brunson did this 2 or 3 times in that game 5. I think it should be an offensive penalty.
Right.
Okay. And only when this specific thing happens. If you pick up your dribble and cannot dribble again, meaning you cannot move forward, sideways, you cannot take another step, and you head fake and the defender leaves their feet and you lean forward into the defender, that should be an offensive foul.
Right.
Because you weren't going to take another step, so he didn't impede you, right? So that should be an offensive foul, and Jalen Brunson does it. SGA is a master of it.
Yeah.
Like, he constantly leans in, and then that's a foul on him. Like, no. If you're leaning in and causing the contact, that should be on the offensive player.
There is
personally.
like a rule for that though already.
Yeah,
the problem is they don't enforce
Yeah.
it.
That's
Right.
And most of it is the older referees are not enforcing the new rules.
Yeah.
And I kind of the older
That's why the
referees,
old guard needs to go.
You don't want to think that these refs are crooked or like trying to
Most of them are lawyers. They're
affect
crooked.
the game. No, they're very crooked. But but they caught the guy. You know what I mean? They caught the one guy, and he went to prison, and then now it's over.
But
right?
here's what I would argue,
Yeah.
though, right? Like, if you're not gonna be an actual NBA player yourself, and you have a love for the game like that. I mean, that's got to be one of the best positions to be in. You want to hold on to that NBA refereeing job, right? And so I don't look at it as these guys would do anything to try to jeopardize their position, right? And from that perspective, I think it would be the same for, tenured referees as it would be for, a brand new set of officials that you bring in. I think what you really need to look at is in, the referee CBA, what is the incentive structure for them to perform well? What are the consequences if they are blowing calls? Because until you address those things correctly,
I could not agree more.
Until people are getting game assignments based on this or getting
Right.
compensation based on this.
And they do. That's That's the thing.
But it's obviously
some of these
not,
terrible refs were in the finals. I was like, what is he doing here? He's terrible.
Yeah.
They should put these refs in front of a room full of press and have an open forum after games and have them have to, justify.
I agree, but that'll never happen.
Of course not. But
that'll never happen.
Just imagine the bloodbath.
What were you thinking when you saw Jokic? Did you see that gash on his arm? What were you thinking when he showed you the blood and you said there was no foul?
He was known for gashing himself.
But then you also got to wonder. Does this issue like start at the top? Because I can't remember if it was during the Spurs Oklahoma game or if it was during the series or if it was during the finals when Adam Silver had a quote out in public that he said it was great officiating and that he liked how it was how they call the games.
That was after Mike Brown. After that game that they lost in New York, when he called out the refs and said it was a poorly officiated game, Silver came out and was like, "No, it was actually dead on." Like, no, it should have been a sweep. It really should have been a sweep, man. Like it should have been.
Either he's blind and doesn't see that there's definitely some uneven officiating going on, or he's lying. He's just full of it.
Yeah, well,
there's no way he believes that.
That it was officiated well. Like,
there's no way that he believes that was
that's a PR
down
stunt.
The middle. There's
that
no
is
way.
a PR. Not when one team shoots 26 free throws and the other one shoots 4.5.
4.5.
4 in the half.
Oh, in the half. Oh, okay, got it.
I'll enunciate just a
little bit better. I was going to say one-handed. They shot it one-handed, or what was the? Yeah.
It's like he shot it with his elbow.
It's only half of a free throw.
Right. You can stand halfway away, but you're only getting half a point.
Is that a plus minus?
Yeah.
Well, that's how I've always wondered how somebody gets 2.5 sacks a game. Like, what are you talking about? Did he have one hand on an ankle and that's how he got a half a sack?
The other guy had the other hand. Yeah. Right.
They held
you get a half a sack for that.
They hold hands and clothesline them.
Right. You get a half a sack for that.
Yeah. No, but they had Silver in one of the on the floor conversations that they do with Shaq and Chuck and all that, and they asked him what do you think is a bigger problem in the NBA right now between tanking and flopping? And I was really hoping that was they were going to team up to say tanking is the quality of less important games. Flopping is the quality of our most important games, or something along those lines, right? And he dodged it. He avoided the question, didn't answer it directly. He's
masterfully.
Like, we're working on both, whatever. And it's like, no, flopping. I don't care about tanking. A team that's winning 15 games, I don't have to watch them after March or whatever it is, right? But we're talking about playoffs, okay?
Playoffs.
We're talking about playoffs.
Playoffs.
Tanking doesn't matter when we're in the playoffs. Flopping absolutely does. It's deciding who your champion is every year. So how can that not be how can that not be unequivocally the bigger issue? The fact that they have to ask the question in the first place, that to me was very, I don't know if disturbing is too strong of a word, but it's in that realm,
No, it's definitely disconcerting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. That's good.
I
That's
could not
better.
agree
Proportional description for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the absolute answer is for the flopping. I mean,
lifetime ban for SGA.
Really, all they have to do is what you guys. I think both of you have said it at least once. They just need to enforce the rules that they have set.
Right.
Period. Now, I don't disagree with you, have a monitoring system, but man, basketball's played so bang bang and it's so fast, and it's supposed to be a fast game.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want the referees on every single flopping play to have to go over to the monitor. They take forever as it is.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want them going over there every single time, but to your point, if they had while they were deliberating or talking, they had somebody in New York or in a booth somewhere watching it and being like, well, SGA is the one that initiated the contact and he didn't have another dribble. So technically that's an offensive foul and they reverse the play.
Right.
I wouldn't be opposed to that as long as it doesn't slow down the game and make basketball, especially Vinny's like the epitome of this. He doesn't watch any games until when is it, Vinny? The last 2 minutes remaining. That's the only time he watches the game.
Uh-huh.
Vinny, you want to hop on the mic and tell him why?
That's the only time I ever tried.
Okay, we didn't hear that, but
It's all right.
Yeah.
I hope it went out over the
No,
waves.
it's
But
the only time
there
they
we
ever
go.
try.
There they go.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the most entertaining part of basketball, but it's the longest part of basketball. 2 minutes in a basketball game takes
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was going to say 20 minutes, but 15, 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
that's about right.
Somebody in the Denver Sports podcast crew and even on TV actually said that, and I posted it in our chat.
And that's if they don't call any timeouts.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it for
That's
years.
just fouling and free throws, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
15, 20 minutes of fouling, free throw.
Yeah.
And if the game is within 10 points, oh hell no.
Yeah. Well, you get one of three scenarios, right? Like you get either the game's a blowout and the backups are all in and they just play it out to the final buzzer and nobody's going to watch that anyway.
That's A.
You get a game that is close, but a team is, a couple possessions ahead, and so it's close enough to be worth fouling, but it's not really in the balance unless NBA players that shoot 75% on average start breaking a bunch of free throws.
Right.
And then you have that one magical scenario where a game is actually close enough to play it out authentically back and forth down the stretch. I don't know what percentage of the time games actually finish like that. It's a beautiful thing when they do, right?
It's gorgeous.
It's the best thing in the world.
That's why this series, to me personally, I'm not speaking for anybody else, I'm speaking for me. This was one of the best series I've ever seen.
Because
Like
of the amount of games that finish like that. Like a true back and forth, authentic. Yeah,
It
right.
drives me nuts when the Denver Nuggets do it because their games are like that all the time. and Mike and I will be texting each other like, dude, why are they trying to give me heart palpitations right now?
I
Right.
know all about that.
Like, Mike,
be
I
like-
think Mike said in the thread one time, I'm in an abusive relationship with the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the most adequate way to put it.
Yeah.
Because it's so like, but you, as a fan, me personally, I crave that though.
Yeah.
I want it to be nail biting at the end.
Yeah.
I don't want it every game like the Denver Nuggets do to us or
Right.
the Denver Broncos for that matter.
Right.
I don't want it every game, but I do want that, every once in a while, man. That's exhilarating.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. And it's like, damn, who's going to win this game?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, like replace the last 2 minutes with like, if a team's up by 21 or more, they win the game. And if they're not up by 21, whatever the deficit is, you play a game to 21 starting at that score.
That would be awesome, actually.
yeah.
I would
There
not
you
be
go.
mad at that.
Playing horse or whatever at the very
Yeah.
end.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that would,
No, but an actual like you're
There's
not
no-
fouling, you're not like compromising the quality of possessions because of game scenario. Like it's a true like get the best shot that you possibly can every
or you
time
could
up and
just
down
do
the floor.
a half court 3-on-3.
Well,
Now you're talking crazy.
Now you got the soccer.
Now you're taking money.
Let's not be ridiculous.
Now you're taking money out of
it's in a
people's mouths.
Now it's in a
know?
circus. It's turned into a circus.
We gotta have
now.
10 people on the court. You can't take money out of people's mouths, but
Well, you know what hasn't been a circus too much without the fact that Coop got arrested is the Broncos training camp.
yeah.
And Bo Nix is back, but there's a question because we only have about 7 minutes here, and I really do want to pose this question because it has dawned on me that the AFC West is stacked with quarterback talent. Now, some is unproven talent, but some is very proven talent. And there was I can't remember what I was reading. It was either ESPN or FS1, but they had ranked quarterbacks in divisions, 1 through 4, and they had Bo Nix number 1 in our division.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes number 2.
Why?
That's
And
wild.
then they had the quarterback for the unproven
Herbert?
rookie quarterback. No,
What?
the unproven rookie
Mendoza.
quarterback Mendoza for the Raiders at 3 and Herbert at 4. Yeah, I was shocked too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Was
pointing
this
that
a-
out for
That don't
shock
make no
value.
damn
You gotta
sense.
stop referencing Nick Wright, okay?
No, this isn't Nick Wright. This isn't Nick Wright. This was on ESPN. I swear, this was either ESPN
That's
or
wild.
Fox Sport 1.
That's clickbait for sure.
And they, well, I mean, this was on a show. I'm
dude-
trying to recall what show it was. I really am. But they did have that. They had that listed as that. And this is why I'm posing this question because the AFC West is stacked, right? So which quarterback would you say has the most pressure this year?
Oh, the most
Is it the most pressure to win? Did he just really put the
He cheese-headed me. Yeah.
nice? Anyway, Which quarterback out of all 4 quarterbacks has the most pressure on them to win this division? Is it Bo Nix?
I think
Is it Patrick Mahomes?
They all got a lot of pressure.
Is it Mendoza? Well, they all have a lot of pressure, but who has the most pressure?
Is Mendoza even going to be starting for them game 1?
Yeah, it's probably going to be.
It's possible.
It's kind of Kirko Bangs there, yeah.
Well, it was with their thing, it was a slash him and Mendoza.
Man.
Oh, so the combined powers of Kirk Cousins and Mendoza
When our
is
powers
better than Herbert. Yeah,
yeah, they're gonna make Captain Raider.
Yeah, no. I don't know. There's a lot of pressure on Bo Nix because of all the talk right now about his brittle, milky white baby deer ankles.
That was vivid.
His dusty old crack.
Literally.
What the heck?
His dusty stained glass ankles.
There's a lot of adjectives there.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a ton of pressure on Bo Nix. Like, I think he's already who would have picked him to win 14 games and be an ankle away from a Super Bowl appearance last year?
Nobody did.
And it was a fantastic season last year. And if anything, they got better this year, other than maybe getting rid of John Franklin
Here's why
Myers.
Bo Nix is not the most. He doesn't have the most pressure. Because of that very fact that you just mentioned, he was 1 game away. Now, and not just that, the number 2 portion of that is out of his draft class, he has the best numbers.
He does.
And he won the division last year. So, yes, he's the hunted.
6th quarterback in that draft.
He's the hunted.
Crazy.
He's the hunted. So I could see why you would say he has the most pressure, or you say why he has pressure.
And that's more me just kind of getting the temperature of Bo Nix the last couple times that he spoke to the press during this period of preseason of training. Is because he spends a lot of time kind of defending his ankles and making it clear that he's ahead of schedule and he's never felt better.
Because they're always asking him about his baby doe deer white
Milky
ankles.
white, powdery, don't forget. Yeah.
Them powdered donut ankles, bro.
Come on, man.
But I don't know. But then there's a new OC with the Broncos, so if this season isn't a success, at least to the degree of last season, maybe there's other factors at play, I guess. But
he has a lot of weapons around him. I personally believe it's Herbert. I think it's Herbert personally.
Yeah.
Herbert's the number 1 overall pick. Herbert's the one that has the biggest name out of all 4. Well,
second biggest.
The second biggest name out of all, and he's the only one that hasn't really won anything with the biggest name.
Well, he's got a lot of pressure on him every single game with that O-line, dude.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Fair.
I think obviously Mahomes, yes, every year that they struggle, the pressure is going to mount. But I think easy to rule him out given the previous success. Mendoza, there's no pressure at all. He's a rookie, and there's no offensive line, same as Herbert, right? So obviously
there's a little bit of pressure for him to.
No, anything that happens this year, they're gonna no matter how bad it goes, they're gonna chalk it up to he's a rookie. There's a new coach. They got no offensive line. They got no weapons. They got to continue rebuilding that team.
Right.
He's probably not even going to start until at least halfway through the season, no matter how bad Kirk Cousins plays, right? So, I think you can rule that out too.
What if he beats out Kirk Cousins in camp?
Then, that's going to be a win in itself, the fact that he's earned that playing time that quickly, no matter what happens.
There's not a lot of
the Raiders have bolstered their roster. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, but
they have some weapons that
they still don't have high
game.
expectations, though, for that team.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't.
I mean, what's the kid's name from Boise State, the running back that's there?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Hold on. He came out of that draft class the next, prime LaDainian Tomlinson or whatever it was going to be. He did not have a good year. He averaged less than 3.5 yards a carry. Nobody's
Genty.
Thank you, Ashton Genty. Nobody's batting an eye at it because there's no offensive line, there's no organizational continuity, nothing, right? But
they have addressed some of those things.
Yeah, but you have to give them time to grow still.
Course,
and you're
coach.
Still, like you said, in a gauntlet of a division, right?
Yes.
I think if the Broncos struggled this year, I think that the pressure on Bo Nix next year will be a lot more real.
That'll be tremendous, yes.
For sure.
Agreed.
But again, adjusting to a new OC, you got a new potentially number 1 target, right? You got all these, different moving parts around him. You you got the unknown about what his, mobility is going to look like and his ability to push off that baby milk dough powder ankle, right?
Well, he's got to try to earn his contract this year too, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to ride
yeah.
Mike's coattails with his description.
Yeah.
I can't not call it that now. It was too good. Yeah. I think
I'm
Herbert.
calling him baby dough ankles from now on.
French bread baguette ankles.
Herbert is the one with all the expectations. He's been, God's gift to the LA Chargers for the better part of the last decade, and he hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won any. Has he won a playoff game?
I don't know. What about?
He's won one playoff game, I think.
I don't think he has, bro. I honestly do not think.
No,
I'm going to look. I'm going to look it up.
I think before the Jags beat them this year, wasn't that the game that the Jags choked like the 20-point lead away or something like that?
Just relax, bro.
Are we not going to consider Patrick Mahomes coming back off of an ACL? The first
they
season
just
he
missed
didn't make.
there's no pressure on him. They missed the playoffs. They know that
First time in his career.
Everybody knows that the KC Chiefs are retooling right now. They're not rebuilding, they're retooling.
That makes sense.
They missed the playoffs last year. They also have bolstered this AFC West. Let me just say this because we're out of time. This AFC West is going to be really. It's always tough every year, but it just got that much tougher this year. Like it really did. There are top tier. Even Kirk Cousins, you can argue, is going to bring a different dynamic to that team. They still have Brock Bowers. They still have Genty. They still have all of these Tucker. They have all of these players that are still, I'm giving the Raiders like credit. I just threw up in my mouth.
Look at the big picture.
But the fact is I'm still a savvy enough fan to know that this is going to be a very, very tough year in the AFC West, and wins are going to come at a premium. I would not be surprised if almost every single team is almost 500 in the division. Like, I know that's almost impossible, but I'm saying like close to 500.
We need another hour, man. I got to argue with you more.
I mean, I got time.
It'll continue in the other room. Then it'll move to the chat.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we'll move to the like driveway before we hop in our cars.
Right, yeah.
I did
And
see
then we'll move to the text messaging.
I did see the press conference with Bo Nix, and not only did his ankle get fixed, but his complexion also.
Yeah, he got some vacation time.
Yeah, he did.
okay.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he got some
a little
sun.
sun.
Yeah, he got
a little
all.
sun,
Yeah,
yeah.
he got all.
He's not looking too orange, is he?
But all reports, just real quick, all reports coming out of camp is he does look good.
That's good.
The footwork looks good.
Waddle looks
He's
really good.
connecting with Waddle. He's
Yeah.
good. Like, okay, I may be eating crow this year. I may be eating crow.
Not even preseason. He's already eating it. Let's go.
We will see.
Oh, there'll be crows.
With that said, we will see y'all next week, 7 p.m. Thursday, same time. Man, keep yourselves healthy. Drink lots of water. We'll see y'all.
Cheers.
Peace.
Hydrate.